it definitely takes years of practice, but even right now, if you put down a piece of music, you're not going to play it well the first time, even after years of practice.
Yeah.
But if you develop and go through years of training and rehearsal and you really enjoy it, you're going to find enjoyment in trying out new things and seeing new notes being played and understanding all those new things.
Yeah, that's right. Nice.
Welcome to Thrive on Creativity. Creativity is the cornerstone of remaking the world. It's our unique defined trait that lets us thrive within the 21st century. We're here to share with you a jazzy mix of a creative funk, people with backgrounds in various areas such as art, science, business, sports. Join me to discuss the meaning of creativity and flow. Creativity and flow are about dropping limitations and pushing off borders to see the amazing places our creative abilities might bring us to. We're glad you're here to join us on this creative journey. From the heart, we're deeply grateful for your creativity.
Let's talk about being creative.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm stoked you're here. This is the second episode of Thrive on Creativity, and it's a great one. This is the first interview I did for the show, and it's definitely a very special one to me. I had the great pleasure and honor to chat with Shayanne, Gemma, Danny, Osric, Theodore, Alison, Scarlett, Adella, Jolie, Raeva, Michael, and Josephine from the West Los Angeles Children's Choir. The kids and I collaborated on a couple of projects in the past. I had such a blast. Ever since I first listened to Pink Floyd's The Wall while I was young, I was hooked by the wall of sound of kids singing. And finally, these young creative hearts fulfilled a child's dream for me, and I'm deeply touched and grateful for their creativity. I was impressed and inspired by their mindsets. Even though they're still young, they know all too well how important it is to have dedicated practice and a grit mindset. In this episode, we talk about music, we talk about passion, we talk about the thing that we all love wholeheartedly and giving all we've got to it. Get ready to feel inspired by these kids. You bet I am. Enjoy.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah. Sure.
First of all, thank you so much for your time, for coming here, and sharing your thoughts with me. And I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about music, about creativity. Okay. First off, what's everyone's favorite song right now?
It's kind of a hard question. A lot of us have a lot of different songs that we really
Sure.
like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one that I really like right now is called Wherever You Will Go by The Calling. That's one of my favorites at the moment.
I guess right now I would have to say Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, wow.
I don't have any idea. I like a lot of songs, so yeah.
I specifically don't have a favorite song either, but I like the genre pop a lot. So
Nice.
all the pop songs are like my favorites.
Very good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a favorite song at the moment, but I like pretty much any song that's in the genre pop.
Yeah, I also don't really have a favorite song, but a song I've been listening to on repeat a lot is called Bitter Conversation by Raw Raw Riot.
All right, I'm going to say Oh Miss Believer, 21 Pilots.
I don't know. That's really hard. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a favorite song, but right now I'm just enjoying old rock.
I don't have a favorite song.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. So I heard like the genre pop a little bit. What else? What else? What kind of genres do you also like? Or what are your favorite artists? I ask about songs, but in general.
Personally, it's easier to list things that I don't like. I'm pretty open generally. I'm not a huge fan of country. I feel like it's half and half. For some people, you either hate it or you love it. I'm on more of the not liking it end. I also not a huge fan of electronic music, but I do like some of those songs. So I guess I really am a fan of Aerosmith, Queen.
Oh wow, yeah, Queen.
I like Van Halen.
It's one
yeah,
of my
I really
favorite
like,
too.
Yeah, some of those older Beatles, stuff like that I really enjoy.
Nice.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably easier for me to list things I don't like. Like Alison, country is kind of in the less liked part of my taste. Also, mainstream pop is a bit too mainstream pop for me. But I specifically like more classic rock or ranging to like R&B, and then alternative and soft rock and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I kind of agree. Like, some of the pop songs that I hear all the time, I just like get tired of them. But I like a lot of things. I don't know.
I'd say, like I said before, pop is my favorite. I like listening to rap also and like the hip hop songs.
Okay.
And pop, I like most of the songs, but if they're overplayed, they get a little bit.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much to listen to. Yeah. I kind of only like pop. I'm kind of about every other one. I don't know. I'm used to it more. I feel like I hear it more often, so it's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the primary genres I listen to are alternative and like indie pop, just because a lot of it is you can listen to it over and over, and there's so many different musical parts that you can sort of discover new things every time you listen to it.
Can you name a few bands?
I listen to Two Door Cinema Club and Electric Guest and Max Frost. Those are like three of the main artists that I listen to a lot.
Nice.
See, I'm a little more mainstream than that. I like pop rock, so Imagine Dragons,
Cool.
21 Pilots, and the Beatles, classic.
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
Good music.
Yeah, I agree. We just like kind of hear pop more because that's like generally on the radio. So I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't really like contemporary music. I tend to stay back with classic rock.
Nice.
I prefer pop or lo-fi music.
Okay. Thank you. Why music? Why are you here? Why do you go to practice singing? You know, why singing in a choir? Why did you pick this?
Singing is one of my favorite things. Out of everything that I do, singing is my favorite. It's something that you can do, and there's so many different ways that you can do music. You can play an instrument, you can sing, and coming to practice, it's one time a week where I know that I will sing, and it's always a time set aside to do something that I really love.
Cool.
Yeah, singing has always been like an outlet for me to express myself or just to get away from my emotions. It's kind of just my way to escape the world.
Nice.
Yeah, I just love singing, so I sing all the time. And this choir sings, so I joined it so I could sing.
I like singing because it helps me express my feelings. Let's say, not only by singing, but let's say you're in a sad mood, you put on sad songs, or if you're happy, you put on like a good happy song. So it just helps you express yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
When I was younger, I used to do musical theater. I did a lot of musicals. So after I kind of stopped, I guess I came into this I found out about this choir, and I started liking music a lot more.
Nice.
Yeah, I also did a lot of musical theater when I was young, and I didn't really know I liked singing, but like once I started doing a lot of musicals, like I realized that I like singing, and it was sort of a fun way to spend my free time.
I feel like when you sing and you develop over the years, like in a choir and you sing every week, over time it begins to develop into almost like a headspace almost, where you can get to a level where you get with the same group of people and then you sing songs that you enjoy to sing, and then it just brings you into this different sphere away from any worries you have, and then you can just focus on singing at the moment.
I like that.
I just kind of like singing. It's fun, and like I'm good at it. And then like my parents heard about this choir from some friends, so I joined, and it's fun, I guess.
Okay, yeah. That's a good reason, because it's fun.
Singing and music in general just helped me express my emotions, and I really like that.
Nice.
Music has always been a part of my childhood. Like when I lived in New York, my parents always played old music like Lady Gaga or something.
Okay. Do you guys have like a first memory of music? Like I don't know, listening to it, or even making music, singing. Like the first memory you can go back to, like to that moment when you like discovered it in a way.
My mom always likes to tell me about how when I was little, when I was done eating, after any meal, I would start singing, and that's how she would know that I was done eating. And I just remember things like that where I just start singing just because it's fun, or I make a little tune, and that's my first sort of memory of that.
I think my first memory, or like most memorable memory, would be when I would watch my sister perform, whether it was musical theater or classical music. That's all I can remember.
I just sang all the time. I literally never stopped singing, so I don't remember when I wasn't singing, if I was, I even sang when I eat, pretty much, when I ate, so, yeah.
My first memory of singing is, well, I've sang since, what my mom tells me is since I could talk, and I remember every single time my whole family comes over, my sisters and I always sing the same songs every single time to them. So that happens quite a bunch every single year since I was little. Well, whenever I'm with my cousin, I go to Canada and we see them. My cousin and I, we always like to put on like a skit where we sing or something, and then we perform it in front of the rest of our family.
I'd say one of my earliest memories, I remember my grandparents got me like a small little drum set, and I would play with it a lot. And then I just distinctly, I don't remember much about it, but I do remember like playing it, and then one time just hitting the drum head too hard and it broke, and I was very sad. But I remember that's sort of like when I first remember music, and it's a very fond memory.
Yeah, I think that music's just like around me wherever I go. So whether it be like listening to Chinese music with my grandparents when they were still around, and also just going to like after school, seeing group lessons like after nursery school, it's just always been there for me.
Okay.
I don't remember like when I discovered music, because like music is around us from like a very young age. But when I was like 5 or 6, I was just like always singing random things under my breath. And like whenever someone talked to me, I was like, "Oh, you're interrupting my song." And so, yeah.
I don't really remember when I like discovered music, but a thing that I did do was when I was little, instead of taking naps, I would sing. So, yeah, just like I sang the Beatles, and yeah.
I remember in elementary school, we had an after-school program, and sometimes we sang in a musical and practiced, and it was really cringy, but it was also really fun.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone play an instrument? Yeah. Okay. Besides singing, What do you play?
I play the guitar,
Acoustic, electric?
Acoustic is,
Okay.
yeah, I play the acoustic guitar. My dad also plays the guitar, and we just recently bought a keyboard, and I don't take lessons or anything, but I really like playing around with it, and I've taught myself a few songs.
Do you write songs, like your own original songs?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
Nice.
I don't really perform them anywhere, but I like to write them for myself and play around with chords.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like Alison, I play acoustic guitar. I also play piano, French horn, trumpet, and mellophone.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty impressive. What's your favorite?
I definitely can't choose. Not trumpet or mellophone, but one of the, probably either guitar or French horn.
More than singing?
Equal.
Okay.
Well, I'm learning to play the guitar, and I also play the ukulele for fun.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
I don't really play an instrument, but I've taught myself on YouTube how to play a few songs on the piano, and like I'll try to write a song, but since I don't know the notes, I'll number the piano keys like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write 5, 6, and
that's
then
enough.
that's how it goes.
Yeah, music is a little bit like math, you know.
I don't play any instruments.
Okay.
Besides singing, I play trumpet, electric bass, drums, and keyboard.
Oh, wow. And what do you dig the most?
Well, I like all of them for different reasons. So, like, I enjoy singing because it's sort of a way for me to, like, not just sing music, but, like, interact with other people. And in a more vocal way, opposed to trumpet, where I play with a band at school, and it's a different type of feeling. You're still interacting with people, but not through words, but sort of just through hearing others and adjusting yourself minorly to make the whole sound a lot better.
Would you say that singing, because it's a part of you, your vocal cords, right? It's your voice. It's very personal. It just belongs to you. Is that then a more personal, more intense expression of yourself when you engage in music, instead of, like, I don't know, playing the bass?
I would say probably. Like, when I'm writing songs, I think of the vocal melody more, just because it's the first thing that comes to mind when I'm feeling emotions. Like, if I'm feeling happy, I'll just come up with a melody, and I'll be like, oh, I want to write a song, and I'll just first come up with the vocal, and then sort of come up with a piano part, and just sort of build upon that.
Nice. Thank you.
I've stuck with piano, but I feel like even if you don't play an instrument, even if you just practice singing, over time you'll be able to better convey, like, and understand the emotions and the beat and the tempo in a song. And just pairing it with another instrument just really helps understand music in general.
Yeah, good point.
I play piano. I write a couple of my own songs. I write the piano part, and then I just, like, kind of come up with some random vocals. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I play the cello for school, but not very well.
Not yet. We'll get there.
I play the clarinet in my school band.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Is there a moment or a part of making music, singing, whatever? Is there, like, a best moment and a worst one?
I would say I'll go with the worst one first. I think, the worst moment, I guess, is maybe sometimes hesitating, I guess. Like, if you're singing but you don't really feel the emotion, or you don't agree with what the words are, it can be a little bit hard to really feel the song and enjoy it as much as you can. The best part of singing is just feeling, I don't know, I feel really happy when I sing. Usually, even if I'm singing a sad song, it just brings me good emotions whenever I'm singing, just because it's such a fun thing to do, and it's one of my favorite things in life.
I'll start with the worst, too. I think it's kind of similar, but you can't always do everything 100%, because let's say in a rehearsal you may it's so like freeing and so you do it so perfectly, and when you have the chance to show everyone, it's not as good as you think you could have done it. And whether that, like, there's usually a reason for it, but it's just so disheartening when you know that it's not the best you could have done, that there's always another level. But for the best, it's just, there's so much freedom there. And there's so much support from everyone, especially like in a choir, or just people understand that singing is opening yourself up to such a vulnerable experience that they appreciate it.
But when you get to that point where you feel like stuck or whatever, you know, like it's I don't know, devastating, frustrating, because you could do better, is there still more motivation that, yeah, if I put more work into this, I can get there?
There always is, I think. When you have just a passion for music like that, it's so hard to stop, and you always just want to keep reaching that next level and getting better, and it's just like, yeah.
The worst thing for me, I think this applies, but when I lose my voice or something.
That can happen, huh?
Yeah, I hate that because it makes me really frustrated.
Yeah.
And then the best thing is, just having the ability to do something good.
Well, to differ from the being able to hit the note or that type of stuff, I would say job-wise, if we're singing, trying to get a certain recording or something, the worst part is really trying hard to get that job and not being able to get it after you work so hard. And I'd say the best part is knowing you did good and ending up getting the job you wanted and being able to sing for something you really want to do.
Is that something that if you don't get the job, is it then like, of course you're a little bit down, right? You're a little bit disappointed, but is it for you like then, okay, maybe I need to try harder next time?
Yeah. When we don't get the job, it just tells us, try harder next time, you can do better. Just keep going and not give up.
Okay, nice. I like that.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Like, what are the most fun moments in making music? Like when you engage in music, even like when you listen to music, or when you sing music, when you make music. Just what are your favorite moments, and what are the least favorite ones?
Like Shayanne said, the worst moments are when being disappointed about not getting a job, like trying hard and still not getting it. I like how whenever I don't get a job, the first thing I think about is what can I do better, so next time I can try harder and I know what to do so I can get it. Also, the best part is just being able to express yourself.
Nice.
My worst part is sort of similar to Raeva's. When I go on stage and I perform, and it's very fun, and then but once I come off, if I feel like I haven't done it full out, or I feel like I still could have done better,
You missed that note.
Yeah, I'm sort of frustrated with myself, and I'm like, I know I could have done it, and I wish to do it better.
Yeah.
But probably one of my favorite parts of music is sort of listening to music as a whole, and how like individual parts can sound good, but like once you put the entire thing together and listen to all the harmonies and how the different melodies all intertwine, like it's the best feeling when I hear all of that as one piece of music opposed to individual pieces.
When everything blends together.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, it's like Raeva said, I think music's like a constant continuation and constant growth. So I don't view anything as like the best or worst moments. I feel like if you're discovering new things and you play a new key you haven't heard before, that's really cool. But even if you miss a note, or even if you play like a chord that doesn't go together, you can learn from that and then just know, from now on, this note sounds good together, and you can keep on building with music and keep on learning. I think it's a great part of it.
Do you think when you when you make music, you talked about you learning the piano right now, right? That you try something and then you have the feeling, I'm not getting there.
Definitely.
And then like, just try a different way, and you're just like, it's like this game of trial and error, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's not frustrating when you don't get it right the first time, right? You just keep doing, huh?
Definitely. It definitely takes years of practice, but even right now, if you put down a piece of music, you're not going to play it well the first time, even after years of practice.
Yeah.
But if you develop and go through years of training and rehearsal and you really enjoy it, you're going to find enjoyment in trying out new things and seeing new notes being played and understanding all those new things.
Yeah, that's right. Nice.
The worst moment is probably when we get a gig or something, you have to drive to like a rehearsal at a like inconvenient time, like when you're supposed to be having dinner or like something like that. And the best moment is I really like our concerts. They're just like really fun and like you've practiced so much and then
when you can perform.
Yeah, you can perform
and you see like the joy of other people.
Yeah, and like it sounds really good and it's just like really satisfying and happy.
Yeah, I bet.
The worst moment for me is when like you're trying to do something, but then like it's difficult and you get disheartened. But then the best moment is like if you practice more and then it clicks.
Yeah, and when you overcome this little obstacle and then like, I got it, I made it. Like the first times, I think like when I do things the first time and then and it's happening in this very moment, it's a magic moment. I really love those.
Yeah. I think that one of the worst parts about music is kind of when I'm playing clarinet and I squeak or I don't know how to play a note. It just makes me feel embarrassed of myself.
How come?
Because I know I can do better and I just messed up. The best part about music is when we do gigs, and even though they come at kind of inconvenient times, I think that the experience is really worth it.
Nice.
Like
it's good to know, huh?
Yeah, the Disney thing, that was really fun.
Nice. Okay, let's wrap this up. I want to thank you, for your time, for sharing I hope it's your passion with me. I feel very similar to what you said, and I think music is the greatest joy we have. And keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for your creativity. Thank you for your inspiration. It means the world to me, and I'm very grateful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.